Look it. Are you still on that? Unlock mine. Don't wake her. She's sleeping. Yeah, I know. That's why. Go outside.
If I play you this melody, on the piano, you might recognize it as Maple Treeway, one of Mario Kart Wii's iconic courses. But if I take that melody and put it into a minor key, well, it sounds pretty different. But it turns out another track from the same game uses this minor key version as part of its music. You might not have spotted it before, but it's there if you know where to listen. But that's not all. Did you notice the Smash Bros song that played forwards?
I did turn them off. He turned them on.
Backwards and still sounds the same. And have you ever wondered why fools fall?
I didn't even wake her up. You call me Dragonborn. What does that mean?
You truly are Dragonborn. Let us taste your voice. Shout for us, Dragonborn. Then we may have time for questions.
Try me.
It is you. Welcome to High Rothgar. I am Master Arms. I speak for the Great Chiefs. Now, tell me, Dragonborn. I have begun.
Huh? Both of us?
We are here to guide you in that mystery. Just as the Great Chiefs to guide those that came before.
After just a few resets, it's a really tricky problem to solve. I can't even begin with a mechanism that usually just obviously figure out how to now make them scatter. The solution to this problem comes from something like this Lego. What actually is magnets? Lego magnets. It may seem wild, but in 1980, Lego released a line of trains that use magnets to keep the cars together. And here are a couple dozen of them. That's convenient. After a bit of testing, I was able to secure them out down at the bottom of these cable pieces. One of them is clear so you can see inside. I hooked them over and attaching tiles on the top to make it smooth. Oops, true for enough. There are two magnets in my oversized stump and two magnets in the floor. I'm sure you guys all remember how magnetic force is the inversely related to distance as stated in Coulomb's law of magnetics. No, just me? Okay. Well, I eventually came up with this, which has the distance between the magnets equal to
Without training, you have already taken the first steps towards projecting your voice into a thought. Now let us see if you are willing and able to learn. When you shout, the language of dragon. Thus, your dragon voice gives you an inborn ability to learn words of power. All shouts are made up of 3 words of power. As you march each word, your shout
Take it.
Master Einar will now teach you roll, the second word in unrelenting. Roll means balance in the dragon tongue. Combine it with force to focus your thoughts.
Yo, Enos! Yo, stop bowing, gang.
I just want to know what color is this from. You just said white or black.
You can fit through a player shaped hole. And today we're testing all the bits and chiseling bits. Well, we can also change our size too. Starting first with a tiny player fit through hole. So
Man, I'm a dragon lord, bro. I don't need any of this.
Skyrim, voice unit. Sky, got you.
Which, to be honest, was one of the challenges as the whole point of the game was but recently I came across a mod that piqued my interest enough to return to the scene, and lo and behold, you can now fight not just one, but two bosses in the game, which as you can see here, and so again and see if I feel
But learning the word of power will be the first step. You must unlock it in order to use it in a shot. Well, that is how the rest of us learn shots. As dragons, you can absorb the life directly. As part of your initiation, Master Einar will allow you to
the same option allows us to build a boss and fight the same one that was randomly generated puzzle. And for the last boss, we can choose any two combinations of bosses we want to make. So randomly choose options do sound pretty fun to do, but for the sake of content literacy, we'll save those for future. You can also increase right now.
use your unrelenting force shout to strike the target of
The booking will allow us to use this challenge compared to the base characters of the game has a slightly better stance with health and invisibility knowledge roll and a double jump.
Well,
so it's time to make something like the first boss of the game. Okay, so now able to easily get through them without any issues whatsoever. And after gunning down the potatoes some more, and that will now bring which I guess is slightly harder once the stuff.
You learn quickly. Once more. Impressive. Your throat is precise. You show great promise, Dragon. We will perform your next trial in the courtyard. Follow Master.
And this is due to the right that compared to the two books here are programmed to not sync up and scrolls, which in turn results my initial attempt at screen still sporadically jumps in different intervals and also you will use zero and then jumping down on it. Yeah, we're not just going to fight against
We will now see how you learn a completely new concept. Master Boy will teach you wood, which means whirlwind. You must hear the word within yourself before you can project it into the form. Approach Master Boy.
So bad when they say that, but they don't.
Then it will be yours. Master Boy. Now, your turn. Stand next to me, Master Boy will open the gate. Use your golden sprint to pass through the forest. Come, Dragonborn, attend to our story.
Anyways, our next battle was against a you see, the African being in charge, using it for the nails.
Try it again. Breath and focus. Stand next to me and prepare your sprint. Is this your best weapon? Again. Is this your best weapon? Again. Is this your best weapon? Again.
See ya. Holy cow! How to?
Your quick mastery of the new theme is astonishing. I'd heard the story. You are now ready for your trial. Retrieve the horn of your lord from his tomb in the ancient fane of Ostertag. Ain't true to the way of the Lord.
I didn't expect it to be good.
I got super lucky by losing just one health in the second phase, where I had feeling I could get through. Damage was the last one, batting that one. Base it made it a lot easier to dodge and work attacks. Then I entered the last base with a come on. I didn't see it to get his money. And used my chopper as and living to my bit. Now I didn't know about it at first, but after the fight against the Jimmy, I realized that throughout this video, everything about the play balance was gonna be an absolute improvement, especially the well, let's worry about that later. The clouds is gonna be more than it's the same. It starts with Baby desyncing with one of the guys for that, which led to me getting the right with it. So instead of everything this continues on to the third base while two enemies fighting the carrots over his legs out. Which when two of them appear on the opposite side, it creates an impossible to dodge attack. Honestly, the main issue was really good which made everything harder. But I played this phase when it came back to a bit more space to break the stacks. So in this attempt, I was able to move on to the next phase with all four final. And as for the third phase, I just did my best to survive as long as I can while as I have mentioned, will allow us to get weakness and accelerate the job into the final phase. And as ironic as it was, the final phase was pretty much the easiest phase out of all four phases, because with two Beppies, I was given more platforms to stand on and the roller coaster switch across the screen more off, which in turn rendered the green Beppies Beppies stand out absolutely useless because they got completely wiped out by the speeding coaster. It came by again, which gave me enough time to get in a bit more damage to then defeat the overlord. And now we are back in the sky spin against this two chicken nuggets, and trust me when I say this, because it's going to be one of the most difficult playing battles yet. And this was because of the long spin that I next one. Since the patterns at which the feathers come my way crosses over one another, making it way more difficult to anticipate. Start making
Plan on burning everything down, don't you?
stay alive, and the last thing is just yeah, I'm like, this is from
There's been talk amongst the gods.
But thankfully, with a number of additions, I began to notice a few things that increased the chances of my success. And that was where the first phase, I could actually hang around the very top of the screen, more specifically around this spot right here to create most, if not all, and then I could just use my bomb bullets, which I guess you can call it a bit of a cheese, but not really, because you still need to be careful not to expand all right. So, this was the second phase where the biggest issue was building
You there. We're
We're looking for someone who would wipe her.
A woman.
A foreigner in his land.
Redguard,
Like us. She's likely not using her true name.
We will
We will pay for any information regarding her location.
We are
We are not welcome here in Whitehall,
So we
so we will be encouraged to learn anything.
third phase, the dish out has little damage in the early stages of the fight.
It's
Also,
not
It's not your concern. All you need to know is that we're paid for information.
If that
If that doesn't interest you,
feel
feel free to walk away.
moving on to the final phase. And once I managed to be fortunate enough to make it to the last phase, well, there isn't much I can
We're looking for a fugitive who comes from Hammerfell.
a red
A Red Guard woman.
She may
She may be somewhere in this city.
drove me to do a bit of a desk slam.
She
She cannot hide from us forever.
You tried
You tried
Sometimes
I miss the soldier's life,
but when I
but when I hold my dog on my arm.
I know
I was able to make it to the final phase 5 times. However, unlike the initial 15 minutes, I didn't thinking to myself that this challenge was just outright impossible. With all the knowledge I had accrued for the latter half of the fight, on the sixth time I got to the final
They
phase,
tried
I
to
saw
fashion magic someplace
one
else.
only for the initial 5 seconds, which resulted in a less harsh encounter with Molly as opposed to the very phase. And by playing out my mind alone, insanely clutch moments, I was able to survive long enough to get my super arm back up to 10 bring down the chicken tender with an explosive mini command that was amazing. This is her last battle break, well not two, was gonna be against me. I was gonna say it was nowhere near its quiet thanks to Kelsey's mechanics.
You have
You have news of our forward.
Second phase, and one the damage and one right side winning and lost with a double two. And I came to nothing. And I am my second death, so the others will not of the
By the wood of the yawn.
Stop right there.
And the first was it just to face up against was the free yourself.
You're going to roll the dragon's Johnny.
Which was going to be a huge help in the final phase, as well was mostly situated in the very bottom of the screen, but before that, I had to still down and release the space just which I did so swiftly by pressing down the A button, having all the weapons where your was taking time bombs, and almost the that was the phase was over, and things started to rip up like the rumors spreading down from above, which had to build up for yourself with your things, spirit attacks, and all of it, and we're trying to things that were increased all of them, and this absolute moment, and all of these attacks were in fact sync up, made it a lot. To be attacked the majority of the time, I was faced with two separate attack combinations. So I was thinking of the equation while I was sparing the spirits as they go. So I was staying with the accounts of the since some of those were the spirits and it gave me a big thing. So after I saw how we rolled out, we are left out with the two rumors slipping the rematch and both turned themselves into flames. And my tip was not going to this end some of that time in the so I was thinking it's in which one you are yes, I was able to finish
Hold on, Gagan.
You look tired.
Tired, friend. Stand here.
So locations and he's able to call up each year his lights. This brings it like a ball with everything vision. This is the slice out of the sea, the slide to the left, and the ship spins out to the middle. All of which did a number of me where I have to run space. It's final phase as we just had to sneak out and all the good way to spin fireball. So as well as it's coming up in all laser and no ball. Barrel and the double got all the rest of it. Security well over the moment. Like no particular way from the name of it. All of the time I have to do is which gave me a bit more room for going into the final phase. And immediately I was going to hold up the boss level as a market. It's also with the flexible ceiling, and the cat also summoned phantom prisoner rest and roll loop that broke up with. I had to stay alive. I tried to stay in the middle at all times so I could bring it quickly to the side of the boss and bury the big form, the ghost rescue rampage, to prevent them from breaking up. One of the things I did prior to the fight, I got them spread as I could easily hit all day with God fight it again, which resulted in melting. It's me like this moving out, and then moving on, taking the person who played silent, yelling, the second phase would do it all for me. Which thanks to the hardware charm, I could easily bump it up to 5. However, things didn't pan out the way I had hoped, as Skyrim far away from the electric bullets was quite restricting, where I only managed to get enough to gain 2 total health. But just as I transitioned into the final phase, I immediately lost another health. So just 1 health remained. But despite it, I remember from my previous non-human challenge video that I could find right the challenge make. When I tricked myself to debate the income, I call it, keep this, and surprisingly enough, I figured out that you were trying. Yeah, before I even did that I was good enough to go straight back to the site and talk to Cal, and it was evident that I had regained the level of data activation to hand back when I created my laptop. In vain, I came back for another weapons on these things played instead, not because I wanted to do my role, but because I wanted to delay basically all of them. For another Sally here would still find a handful of the first ways in one thing.
Bro.
I appreciate occasionally the thumbs up before we slow down. Stick to the ground and remain there for a period of time, and then drop into the zillion and the and me, and last thing, nonsense of things. That can be easily valued. And since I had to deal with two Sallys, I sometimes found myself running into her back as I cracked up. It's complicated. But even the next Miss Johnson nodule, I was able to easily smooth my way out of space situation. And when unfortunately it didn't work for the last phase, as it involved some moving ice and baby models. Yeah,
Bro.
if it was the part I somehow unfortunately for me, the second phase was literally the hardest phase of all around. The rest of it's required to get rid of and all the film that's crazy for me the whole thing. However, that thing started to appear in reality because now I feel like genuinely was a big thing for the second time. And now we can no matter how perfectly I believe it works right, they still ended up with a little let's make some fighting against the madness of something that's so much as can get was riddled with it. And that's the only way I would think remotely understands that meeting. It's what to sync them up as best as I can, but not run into a situation where one of the film is spiraling. Always had the other one spreading the red. And the girl is, I made the first take on the giant laser plus and in the first place, because even stored the outfit that she managed to get the mega bomb itself. And then right around that level, six off around Saudi level, one of them like the other, which then resulted in I'm equally disappeared and having built each of them. Able to get it right, and when it breaks somehow, not just destroy the entire fight and take the crazy scientist down, but I even got away with a perfect score, which means that beating this entire challenge again with an S-rank was most likely gonna be a possibility that I wasn't about to find out just yet, because we still have to beat this current challenge before we move on to the which means our next and last one.
Why don't I alone?
I have this one in the bag. It leaves us with just two bosses with King Dice with the first one that I was going to have to think. And all of us we have three bosses. I had set the title of the video was specifically called Every Boss. And not only did they got every single one of the mini bosses as well, but since we had yes, it wasn't terrible ideas since dying. I admit that I would not start with that's a thing. But not because I started with the first one was against the future. So what happened was the first one was the future. I couldn't think of it. So the strategy was to redo the fight every time I lost against a life or two, which in the case of the first ring boss was quite prevalent since there was a little to no room without being tirelessly doing everything. The one thing I discovered was I could somewhat lose the whole fight by jumping up and down. Since which I'm not very much better. There resulted in a more patient but again, whose attacks consist of lengthening itself, then swiping across the screen before pain to try and squeeze in between the fireballs and spits out, which in certain cases necessary. Not to mention its toxicity.
Why? No! Please! Leave me alone.
I want to say was the very first massive famous empire dog, and it was because of some result of line of heart suits that ascended and descended when
Know that name is hostile.
they required almost mere perfection of timing good, but
But they were neutral.
skulls closely on you, and the suits would be in the same direction. I was always guaranteed to survival. However, after walking to the depths, I started to find ways to
Just please. What? Just leave me alone.
Was truly the end of the world. I was so close to reaching the goal. I didn't care how long it was going to take to break through experiment because I had a point to prove to my audience that I was there or worse yet, came out of
Just please leave me alone. Okay.
Genius. S-E-J tactics to try to stop. And nobody likes to tell it. And they did this at several grocery stores. So this grocery store was like a two-story thing in a mall. And he just threw it on the string. She tied it to the hair. And he pulled it up. And walked away. They really thought they were smart doing this until they got caught at another store. Fast food workers fired for taking out bath in a restaurant sink. If you didn't get a TikTok, none of it was all for nothing or something. And do you know how many microorganisms live in your sink? Let alone a fast sink. You can't pray for anything to affect you. Here we got a couple of Karens explaining why they don't have to wear masks and why they can't get the virus. We don't have to produce that virus. So, is it raining? You know that everything in this universe vibrates. It is alive. There is